Today I think I'm going to start another segment. No, when I say segment, I mean something I make once and never make a second one for, but I still give it a numeric index, like the review I did that was like reviews 1 or something like that. Anyway, today it's going to be game Mish-Mash. Now first I need to don my special gaming gloves. Here they are, my special gaming gloves. See, special gaming gloves. For gaming, you see. Okay, never mind, that's pointless. So anyway, this little fella here is a Super Nintendo. This is obviously the controller. If I recall the box, it said new high-tech technology controller or something. This does not look high-tech to me. I'm sorry. Just look at it. It's, ooh, a D-pad, a few buttons. Wow. If anything, it's utilitarian. Come on. What's with all purple? Like, what is this made for? Okay, I won't go there. Purple here too. Yay, purple. On the back we got an 800 number that no doubt is defunct. This is interesting because the second Super Nintendo doesn't have it, the redesigned one. Makes it try to look like an N64 but fails utterly and makes it look more like a pile of shit. Good old RF out. AC, blah blah. And in typical Nintendo fashion, we have a EXT port that does absolutely nothing. Which I can't open with one hand. Oh, there you go. What was it for? I don't know. Disc accessory in Japan. Japanese always get the cool stuff, like lizards and Godzilla. Bastards. Eject button. Now, today we obviously don't see these anymore, but this is clearly a cartridge-based system. Yay, cartridges. You're not going to be able to buy a Zelda game today in a cartridge. No. They get in. There's no Zelda. Ooh, big box for it. Wow, isn't that special? There's Twilight Princess, by the way. So yeah, that's the Super Nintendo. One of my favorite systems, to be fair, but been forgotten in the sands of time, and I wouldn't recommend most people go looking for it because you just end up with sand in your underwear. If you go in sands of time. Anyway, putting that aside. Oh wait, let's watch the exciting action sequence where I plug it in. The controller. Oh my God! I think I just climaxed right there. That was so exciting. All right. Well, anyway. Onto there. Oh yeah, I want to mention the packaging. Even back then, you had Genesis games and Genesis games, sorry, normal Nintendo games are the same, the Super Nintendo, but they came in packages that you would use to hold the game. Now you had this, you had this for Super Nintendo. Okay, so you buy it in a box, it's shrink wrapped, but then you open it using one hand, usually, obviously. Back in those days, everything was done with one hand. Okay, I'm going to stop that. So you get this, and what is this? It's cardboard. This is disposable. This is disposable. You just take the... What the hell, Nintendo? Then this basically just sat loose. They didn't even come with a cover for the bottom part. You had to buy those separately. Like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. The Genesis you could actually put it in and it stuck in there. And you could keep the case and it was plastic, like a DVD case. Like this. You use these over and over again. You don't throw out the cases for like GameCube or Xbox 64, Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2. You keep them and you keep the games inside like so. And But with Super Nintendo, you threw the packages, and it's like, oh wow, now I can keep them on the shelf all loose and lying all about on top of each other. And oh look, a dead pigeon got stuck inside the bottom of my game. Well, that's just excellent, isn't it? So yeah, anyway, back to the modern console. I don't have a Wii, and I don't plan on getting one. No offense to Wii owners. And there's nothing against the Wii. And this is very soiled, I guess is the best word to use. Anyway, love the carrying handle. You know, like you're gonna carry it around very often. Yeah, you know. Oh well, I gotta go to school. Oh, gotta remember my lunchbox and my GameCube. Actually, that's a good idea. One of these could be converted to a lunchbox. I'm a genius. So yeah, and this was obviously the first foray into CD technology, if you ignore the Japanese disc thing for this one, for Super Nintendo. Most people did. Obviously, this was after, like, PlayStation had already established itself. PlayStation 2 was out. It's one of its competitors. Supposedly ground this one in the dust, and I can't really disagree with that. But, yeah, I mean, they call it a GameCube, but it's clearly not a cube. It's clearly a rectangular prism. I mean, did they all fail math class or what? I mean, it should be called a Nintendo rectangular prism. But no, they called it the GameCube. Oh, maybe it sounded better, but you know, it's still inaccurate. I mean, it's not a cube. All the sides are not equal. Like, you can see that just looking at it. It's not a square. What is this? Crazy town where people call rectangular prisms cubes. Anyway. So yeah, and one pet peeve is this thing fails. The disc greedy majig. Particularly when you touch it like I just did. And don't get me started on the color. Like, what the hell? Purple? I mean, what is going on, Nintendo? You got the Super Nintendo in North America. It's got purple buttons and pink freaking controller buttons. And then you have the GameCube. It's all purple. Its controller is normally purple. I have a black one because I managed to get that somehow. This isn't even a standard memory card. I think the standard memory card's probably purple too. Probably comes with a bunch of flowers on it too. So yeah, okay, I'll try to put that on my mind. Try to forget all of the purple. Try to ignore all the purple accessories and put that back in. So yeah, we got the game, goes in there, and you go, oh yay, the excitement. And you turn it on, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so excited to play this new system that is totally not old. Interesting thing about the discs, unlike the PlayStation discs, which were CD-ROM discs, or PlayStation 2 discs, which were standard DVDs, or PlayStation 3, which was standard Blu-ray discs, I think. This is like some crazy, weird proprietary format. If you wanted to, oh, here's a scratch on that, that's no good. If you wanted to actually burn your own games or whatever, or copy them, I mean, obviously, that's piracy, so it's really not surprising that they would want to discourage that but this actually is written backwards from everything else. I mean, what the hell? Come on. That's just, come on. Of course, if you have an LG drive like I do, it actually doesn't matter. And on the bottom, and as with the normal Nintendo methods, they have a shitload of useless ports that you're never ever going to use, like a serial port 1 and a serial port 2, you know, none of which you use, let alone both of them. So it's like, well, actually, you know what, I bet they all got used in Japan, like for all sorts of freaky, weird extensions. A high-speed port, which I have no clue what that's for, probably some stupid modem attachment. So yeah, this is obviously the USA version, North American version, whatever the hell you want to call it. Graphics by ETI, oh yes, and we cannot forget this, the handle. No, I don't know what digital AV out, but that one's digital AV out, and I really want to know what it does. Obviously it provides digital audio video output, but at what cost? At what cost? Analog AV out, which is useful, DC in. Interesting thing, this thing actually gets very hot when you're playing it for a while. Not so much that like as PS3 where the thing fucking burst into flames when you so much as put a piece of tinder near it. But it's actually warm to the touch and burnably hot. Super Nintendo isn't, but like I say, I was forgotten by standard time. No one wants to go back for it. Anyway, I will go get the other games, and in the meantime, you can look at Commander Data. Okay, got the other games. Now we got awesome game, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Awesome game, so awesome. You know how awesome this game is? It's in there already because I played it this morning. That's how awesome it is. Okay, that's a lie. It's actually pretty bad. I mean, for Zelda standards, and that's a game that's like been repeating the same formula since freaking 1986 or whatever. Oh, go to this dungeon, get this item. Go to the other dungeon, which you can now access because you have the item from the first place. And all these are the same items. I mean, Hookshot. How many games has that one been in? Super Nintendo 1. I don't even know how many it's been in. Too many is how many. This one's This one's that one as well. Player's choice, my ass. This one's it's alright. And okay, what the hell? Why do I have two of these? My opinion's mixed on this one. I mean, not only is the GameCube purple, the Super Nintendo have purple buttons, but they gave Captain Falcon a scarf. I mean, do they really? Why don't they just say it? I mean, I'm not going to, but they should. Twilight Princess, awesome game. Metroid Prime, best game ever. Super Mario Kart and oh yeah. I found that logo weird. I mean, what is that supposed to be? I mean, I know it's like the Famicom logo, but I mean, what's that little Nike swirly thing on the top? What is up with that? Oh yes, and you cannot forget the GameCube controller. I mean, as you can see, it's not purple, but they did come out with a purple one by default. I mean, purple was the standard color. Don't ask me. I don't know what the hell they were thinking there. You got your normal little movie thing, and D-pad thing that's completely freaking useless. Trigger buttons, you know, all the standard fare you might have expected. Strangely placed Z button that confuses the hell out of me half the time. Y, X, A, B. Yeah, actually, that's kind of weird placement. I'm not sure. Yeah, very strange. C, stick. See? Unlike the N64, which has C buttons, this has a C stick. That's like moving up in the world, man. There's got no buttons in the back. Just wanted it. So yeah, that's a step up from this, which was not the previous one. I don't have a Nintendo 64 anymore, so I can't say, oh hey, I have a Nintendo 64, and this is what this controller looks like. So all I can say is, hey, Super Nintendo and N64, GameCube. Oh yes, and the memory cards. That's my main problem with these new consoles. They need storage. And now you have hard drives. I mean, then you have all the problems of a hard drive mixed in with your console. So of course the developers are like, oh hey, let's have updates for a game. And then they get lazy and figure, oh, we don't have to actually finish the game. We can actually send them all updates near the end. Like, for example, one of my good British friends is having problems with Fallout New Vegas, probably because of the lazy bastards at Bethesda or whatever, however the hell you pronounce this stupid company's name. All because they decided, hey, you know what? We don't have to actually finish the game. We can just send them updates afterwards. So that's probably why, like, he blows up his PlayStation 3 every time he goes to the door. Of course, it auto-saves that, so when he loads it, it goes back where he was, and it blows up in his face when he loads it. So, you know, good for him. This is obviously not the standard memory card, and my experience with memory cards is less than stellar. I'm talking about N64. Oh, God, I hated that thing. Oh yes, it goes into the controller. That makes perfect sense. Everyone can understand why you would plug it in a controller. I mean, this at least makes sense. Into the console, where the console uses a memory card, not like in the controller. What the hell? At least the PlayStation made sense. I mean, the memory card went into the console, and that's what used the... It'll be like plugging the hard drive into your keyboard. Like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm sort of running out of time here, so I'll end with Commander Data. What do you think, Commander Data? He's speechless is what he is. He's speechless. He just doesn't know what to say. That's what I thought.